God, I'm still feeling those last road trips. I am so wore out. Anyway, uh, we're not the only ones. We're not the only ones who are pissed off. We're not the only ones who are dealing with this BS. Um, we don't hear about it in the American news because they don't want to spread what's happening right now. So there are protests in Germany right now. Now, all over the news, it's like, oh, well, they're protesting against a right wing government. But what they didn't put is that the right wing has been protesting for weeks now, blocking traffic, doing stuff. And they now have farmers' protests in France. They have protests going on in the UK. And all of it comes from the same thing. They've got mass migration, but it's not immigration with integration. Like, okay, you were new to the country, you will learn how the new country works, and you bring part of your culture with you, the way everyone else has done historically. It's migration that's happening so fast and in such numbers that the people who are joining the new country, hey, Food Forest, um, people who are joining the new country are not aligned with the people who are already there. They're actually carving out their own little sub-countries. But in particular, what spawned today's video is the farmer protests in France. They have literally locked up large portions of the country. Unfortunately, there were some fatalities in the last 24 hours. Apparently, the farmers blocked a highway and a car was coming in. I guess it was foggy. They didn't see that there were combines and tractors in the street. Hey, Joe. And this car hit that individual tractor and people were hurt. Somebody got killed. So it was more a traffic accident. But they're pissed off. The police went to break up the protests, and the farmers retreated for a moment, then came back with what I can only describe as a poop truck, a manure truck, and sprayed manure all over the cops and made them run away. Then they sprayed the police cars. The only people they'll let through are ambulance and fire trucks. Basically, they've blocked everyone. And a lot of this is due to uh, climate policies that are basically going to kill a lot of independent farmers. Apparently, a large majority of the farms in France are privately owned. The wineries, the cheese, the farms, everything. We're not the only ones dealing with this attack on Western agriculture. And I don't know, well, I have my theories as to why. I got to be careful what I say. But we're not alone. We're not the only ones seeing this attack on farms. Foreign entities trying to buy out our property. I looked at some of the properties that, say, for instance, China has bought for their own use. And what bugs me, I swear, trying to potty train a senior. Joe's having a morning. I'm sorry, Joe. That's a bummer, man. Uh, having, what was I saying? The properties that these countries have bought, they have agricultural purpose. I actually wonder if they're after the water rights below those properties. Like, I need to look at the map, and then I know geologists and geophysicists at work. I need to go and talk to some of them and ask them, hey, what is the water? Yeah, caves are looking better all the time. What are the water rights under these properties that these foreign entities are buying? I'm really curious as to how that's panning out, what it is that they're after, other than just agricultural land. There's got to be more to it. But we're not the only ones. We've got people in France, we've got people in England, we've got people in Germany, all protesting. In the meantime, you have the flip side. You have Lithuania, the Baltics, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, sorry, not Moldova. They're actually gearing up for war. They're telling people, well, I'm talking about the water rights below the surface, Joe, or water availability. If there's no like control over it, I really question, and I'm really wondering if a lot of the property they're trying to buy in the States, like Bill Gates and all these people, is not just for the agriculture, it's for the water rights as well. And you think about it, of course, Mr. Gates or these other folks want to push no meat. They want to push, this synthetic crap, because you think about it, this is a business play. This is about money and power. They're pushing society toward this meatless 15-minute cities, um, eat vegetables, eat bugs, and then at the same time they're buying the resources that would provide that. It's like a certain pharmaceutical company recently buying out a cardiac company and a cancer research company with all the money they got from somewhere else, which I won't say the words. They're now buying what provides a solution to a problem that may or may not have been caused by them. We don't know, but you guys kind of tracking me here. So yeah, we're seeing it everywhere. And I was kind of shocked at how many protests were going on in Europe with the farmers right now. They don't show that in the American news. I watched ABC News this morning. Fox News is beating up Biden. CNN's beating up Trump. But the other news, CBS, ABC, they're not mentioning any of this. And this is a big thing. Like the French protests, like they freaking live for this shit. But the magnitude of what's going on now, they literally have shut down Paris and parts of the country. They just blocked up the roads with tractors. Hey, Vision, what's going on? So there's a lot at play here. And we're not the only ones seeing this stuff. So while we're talking about agriculture and supply chains, the EU has approved a request by a couple of countries to limit Ukrainian grain imports, or there's something, I have to read the law again, or the agreement, but basically they're trying to limit some of the exports from Ukraine for some reason, and I don't know or understand why. I need to read up more on that. But this begs, or this to me speaks to a lot of disruption of food supply and mainly pricing for us in the West. It's going to be a very pricing disruptive few months. You can hedge that by buying bulk, storing in Mylar, storing, however you can, splitting those big purchases, right? But this attack on agriculture is not going to go away. What is concerning to the French government now is that the farmers, which are a very big political group, are so pissed off right now that they are leaning toward the nationalist side, which is Marie Le Pen, who would basically be like Lady Trump over there. And they're starting to become very pro-France, pro-nationalist, and the globalists are not liking it. If you watch my news video from yesterday, they had the president of Argentina along with two businessmen basically go to the Davos convention and tell them that they're all wrong, that socialism and communism is not a solution, it does not lead to growth, it does not lead to innovation, and that they're going to hurt humanity. And they basically had some words. Food Forest, I saw you had a really detailed message, but let me see. See, all my chats are gibberish this week. Like, it's putting, like, Joe and Food Forest made comments, but it's putting them one on top of the other. Like, literally, the letters are on top of each other, and I can't read either one. So if I'm not responding to questions, I apologize. Again, it's just some quirk with this crap. But folks, there's a lot of protests. There's a very big push in the Western governments that's going to hurt ranching, it's going to hurt farming, it's going to hurt agriculture. They're claiming it's for the climate, but at the same time, we're manufacturing cheap goods in China where they're using coal-fired plants and polluting the crap out of everything, and that's okay. I just, the hypocrisy here is not lost on me. And the fact that the very people who are pushing this attack on agriculture are also the people who are buying up farmland that would produce the alternative goods like your soy or your roach bars or whatever the hell they're trying to feed us. I got a problem. They're full of shit and they're acting like we don't see it. What bothers me is that a lot of people are oblivious to what's going on. And they're all, twirly Pikachu-eyed saying, "Oh, well, they're saving the environment." No. That's not the way that's working. There are enough useful idiots out there where it's becoming a problem. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those. But folks, I would keep an eye on these protests because there are going to be elections, not just here. Argentina just had one that absolutely upended the government, but there are going to be elections all over Europe in the next 18 months. And people are pissed. And I'm wondering what's going to happen. I'm watching the French and I'm watching the Germans because the Bavarian party is pissed off too. So it's going to be interesting where all that goes. It's going to be a ride this year, y'all. It's going to be a freaking ride. The Supreme Court just ruled, again, that the feds can remove the wire from Texas. The Texas National Guard is refusing to leave the park. They said, fine, we won't use the barbed wire, we'll just catch them by hand. And so now there's this trade-off here. Ted Cruz, who is a constitutional lawyer, like him or hate him, he's pretty good at that, is now involved in hearings trying to find loopholes. So it's going to be very interesting how this pans out. You're seeing a lot of cases where regions and people are turning against their central government. And hopefully saner minds prevail. Because right now, like I said, France is in an uproar. But you're not going to hear it here. The only reason I know is because I got guys who I went to college with or I've worked with who are overseas, who are like-minded like us, but they're somewhere else, sending me headlines saying, hey, did you know this was happening in my country? It's going to be interesting. It's cool because it's exciting as far as geopolitics. It's like, wow, this is really freaking cool. At the same time, it's kind of awful because you're like, shit, I'm in the middle of this now. We all are. Again, common sense needs to prevail this year because you're going to hear a lot of sensational headlines. You're going to hear a lot of hyperbolic shit. Okay, as we've all been joking, Hudson Valley has it down to an art, the we all gonna die Wednesday. There are a lot of people out there like death and dismemberment will occur and run up your credit cards. Don't do that. Don't. A lot of creators have links. If you want to support them, you're going to get that product anyway. Hey, that's great. All the creators appreciate when you do that. But if you get a better deal at Walmart down the street, go to freaking Walmart. But be aware, it's going to be very tumultuous. And I think the market, specifically the food supply, they're going to mess with a bit to cause panic. And Vision put a joke there, but I can't read it because it came out all overlapped. God bless. Hold on, I'm going to switch to Top Chat. That did not help at all. Live chat. And Super Chat. Let me try. Well, I literally can't see anyone's chat. That pisses me off. They have squished my channel this last month. Like, what a mess. But in any case, folks, watch France, watch Germany in the next few months. The French farmers are pissed. They've now riled up the workers in the city, and now they're pissed. And Macron's going to have his hands full. They've got a new prime minister, and that dude's going to have a goat rodeo to start his year. So Be ready. You may have to do the same. We may have to go and go protest. We may have to go and start writing and calling Congress people. So start doing that now. And don't forget to vote locally. Your local elections will affect a lot of things up the food chain. By the Constitution, the states have a lot of power. The way we're structured, people don't advertise it because they want you to think that Washington decides everything. Bullshit. The states can do a lot. So educate yourself about how the states and Fed interact and what your rights are in both, and affect those local elections. Okay, because right now Austin, Texas paid for not showing up to the election, and they elected a bunch of ex-San Francisco city council people who turned the city into a shit show, and then 3 of them got kicked out. One with a more middle Democrat and the other 2 with Republicans. And all of a sudden, Austin doesn't have homeless camps anymore, and there's not meth heads running up and down attacking random waitresses when they're closing the restaurants. They shut that shit down because they changed the leadership locally. So don't you get a phone call saying, oh, don't go to vote, don't go to the election, go anyway. Screw it. But be ready. You may have to go and write some letters. You might have to go and hand out flyers for a local candidate. Do that. I know my local congressman at the state level. I know my federal rep. I've actually met them. I actually shot sporting clays with my local reps. So I promise you, the like-minded ones, I'm going to be working with them. So, God, guys, I'm sorry I can't read the chat. It's literally, it's got, okay, so this last one, it's Vision's comment, and it looks like Food Forest, and they're like this. So all I see is gibberish with a couple of legible words. Man, YouTube's been killing me on my live streams lately with this, the chat's all screwed up. That's really pissing me off. I guess they don't like me. Maybe I said something that offended the powers. But in any case, folks, I got coworkers trying to plan a lunch right now. I got to watch my coworkers, because my coworkers will decide that margaritas are good in the middle of the week at lunch, which they are good, but I have other things I have to get done and I have to function. So, you know, we save those for Friday. But in any case, well, God bless, they were like blowing up my phone. In any case, folks, watch Europe, watch these protests. I wonder what it's going to do. I wonder if Macron's going to blink, because the farmers are not going to blink. They're pissed. And I wonder if this attack on our agriculture is going to continue. Is it going to start to lose steam because society has had enough? I think this could be a year where we watch common sense people say the hell with this and they change something. Who knows? But in any case, folks, look, you guys be good, be safe out there, be careful where you go. And we're going to see a lot of crime this year just because of the economy. So be situationally aware when you're out and about. And lock your doors if you're sitting in your car like I am. So you guys take care of yourselves out there, and y'all be safe. God bless.